A heartbreaking crisis gripping New Jersey. Five infant and child deaths under suspicious circumstances since March. From Camden to Lakewood to Newark, communities are reeling, asking what could have been done, and more urgently, what can be done now to prevent any further tragedies. Joining us is Valerie Fiorentino, a licensed counselor and director of adoption and foster services at the Children's Home Society of New Jersey. Good morning, Valerie.
Morning, Ken. How are you?
Good to have you on. This is horrible news. And the recent infant deaths now here in New Jersey, they've shocked the communities naturally. Can you explain what compassionate judgment free counseling looks like for expectant parents facing unplanned or crisis pregnancies and how it might make a difference in these situations?
Right. So thank you for having us. And so the Children's Home Society of New Jersey, so our agency's been around for over 130 years, and we provide this free counseling services for parents, for expectant parents. And it's an attempt to connect with parents to offer them supportive counseling services that are non-judgmental, and it's to help them connect them with resources to talk about their options as far as what they want to do, if they want to parent, if they need supportive services, if they want to consider adoption, if they are not able to parent, if they need support from their family, whatever their options are, that we can help connect them, support them. So that's free. We're able to support them throughout the state of New Jersey, and that's so that they're preventive services, that we can connect them with services to prevent these tragedies from occurring.
Well, like many states, New Jersey has the so-called safe haven law. So that allows parents to safely surrender infants at designated locations without any kind of legal repercussion. So they can go to fire department, police department, I guess hospitals, right? Churches, things like that. Can you walk us through how these laws work and address any emotional or practical barriers that parents might face in using them?
Right, so the safe haven laws were developed in 2000, and so that's an effort, it's an option for parents as well. So you can also have counseling through agencies like the Children's Home Society, but the safe haven laws, it's an option for parents that you can go to a fire department, you can go to a police department, and you can go anonymously and you can place your baby, you can surrender your baby to a police department without judgment, without any type of repercussions, as long as the baby is unharmed, that you can surrender your baby. You can give information, medical information, or you don't have to. And then that baby can have a chance to live and to be placed with the family who can raise that baby if you're not able to do so. And not
Mm.
everyone is in a position to parent, and that's okay.
And by the way, I mean, I've seen people who in all states have married, unmarried, wealthy and poor, right? Being a parent is a lifetime commitment and it can be very overwhelming. I've seen it in my own family. I see as a guy, guys don't usually think about it. Women clearly have no choice. They think about it a lot. And when you see the amount of reliance, right? What a mom, especially a new mom, it's round the clock. So the idea that there is an alternative that will protect that child by going to a police department, a fire department, and not getting judgment. And there will be a couple out there or an individual who would love to adopt that child. So it is good that that exists. Thank goodness. And given the tragic cases that we've just seen in places like Camden, Lakewood, and Newark, what do you see as the biggest gaps in public awareness policy or access to services that, well, need to change to prevent any future tragedies? Because this doesn't need to happen, clearly.
And I think the gap is really in the awareness, in there is some stigma associated with asking for help. Maybe there's mental health awareness and issues, stigma with that. But just the awareness of that there are services available. You should never feel alone. Just reach out if you do need help. There's agencies like the Children's Home Society that can provide counseling services. There are safe haven laws that you can surrender your child. There are preventive services. Reach out for help. It's only a phone call away. There are services in place like First Lady Tammy Murphy. She's a proponent of supportive services. She's put a lot of services, help put services into place. Nurture New Jersey, there's other services that the state set up, Connecting New Jersey, that you can go online and that will connect you in whatever county you live in with supportive services. And maybe people don't know that there's so much available to help connect them with services. And that's preventive, that before
Mhm.
you get to that point where you feel overwhelmed, that you feel stressed out, that you feel like you can't manage, that you do need extra help, that there's help available to you.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have on the First Lady Tammy Murphy a couple of months ago, and she was so eloquent. And I'm so glad that she decided to make that her cause and to get out there and make young people know that there are people in the state who will help. We have services. You're not on your own. And I can only imagine how alone some young women must feel that they find out they're pregnant, they can't go to a parent, or they don't have a parent to go to, et cetera. How terrifying it must be. But there are people and organizations like your own, the Children's Home Society of New Jersey, that will help. So give us an idea if a young woman finds themselves in this circumstance and is afraid to talk to family or friends, et cetera, and they want to reach out, what is the step-by-step process and what will they encounter?
So, in order to reach out, you can go to our website, chsofnj.org, and you can go right on our website, reach out that way. And we have it's called Birth Parent Counseling Services, Birth Parent or Adoption Counseling Services, and you can reach out on our website, and one of our counselors will get back with you and talk to you about. It's considered options counseling, and so it's just supportive counseling services to help talk to you about your pregnancy, your situation, and what's going on in your life, and how we can help you decide what's best for you, for your baby, for your family, um, and how we can best support you wherever you're at. And the counseling services are free, they're confidential. We can go to you. We provide services throughout the state, wherever you're at. And it's non judgmental, it's non biased. We don't have an agenda. Our agenda is to support you wherever you're at. Um, so you can reach out to us through our website. We have a toll free number. We have cell phone numbers available so you can call or text us and we can put that up. So our toll free number is 1-800 247 6365. So you can reach out to us through that number as well, and that can connect you to our cell phone number as well. And so our counselors are available to help kind of guide you through. Or if you're in crisis, we can help you during a crisis situation. And so our counselors can help walk you through if you're in a crisis situation or if you're curious about adoption, if you have a question about that. So we can help you just make a plan, to think about a plan. Or if you're parenting already and you
Mhm.
feel like you can't do this, we can help you even after you deliver. Um, so we can provide services after you have the baby as well. So if you're
You're
parenting, we
doing
can also connect you to resources.
You're certainly doing God's work. It's wonderful that you are there. Valerie Fiorentino, licensed counselor, director of adoption and foster services at the Children's Home Society of New Jersey. Thank you so much for joining us, and please come back again. You do an amazing job.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Have a good day.